What's up, everybody? All right, you guys. So as we all know, sadly, the body of Audrii Cunningham was found in the Trinity River. So since her body has been found, we have learned of the details in Audrii's case. So when Audrii's body was actually discovered, they're saying that her body was weighed down by a rock. So her body was tied to a rock with a rope, and they're thinking that that's what held her body down under the water. So the same exact type of rope was found in Dunn Stephen McDougal's car. And we know that police have now charged him with capital murder. So investigators say they were able to pinpoint the exact location of her body because of phone records from McDougal. And Texas EquiSearch actually saw her body underwater by using sonar systems. So we know that we are waiting on an autopsy. But on the medical examiner's website, it's not going to have her name because she's a minor. But we see that there was a homicide at Trinity River, and it would be homicidal violence with blunt force trauma to the head. Now, we do believe that this is for Audrii. We are also learning more details about Dunn Stephen McDougal. Now, y'all, what's crazy is in 2007, he was arrested for enticing a minor. So court documents say that he crawled into bed with a 10-year-old. He proceeded to try to pull her pants down, but the 10-year-old basically got up and was like, no, and tried to fight this. Now, this 10-year-old is now a grown woman. And when she heard about what happened to Audrii, she was in shock because that could have been her.
Tried to take down my pants, and I immediately jumped up at that moment. I remember looking at him and saying, "Do you know how old I am?"
So for the incident in 2007 with the 10-year-old, this man only got sentenced to 2 years in prison, which he got time served for 1.5 years. Meaning he only did about 6 months in prison if he did that, and he did not have to register as an offender. Now, what's sick about this is, if you think about this, how long ago this was, and that was a 10-year-old, and now we're fast forwarding and Audrii is 11. There is no telling how many other victims are out there. So Audrii's mother, Cassie, and her family actually held a candlelight for Audrii. Now, we do know that some of her dad's family did come out, but they refused to speak. Now, I'm going to say this. I try not to judge people in these situations. I cover cases like this all the time, and a lot of times, a person can be one way and you don't even know it, and you can have your child literally around a monster. But for some reason in this case, I feel like there's no way they could not have known who Stephen was. This man had a huge rap sheet dating all the way back to 2003. And the fact that he was left alone with this child so many times, it blows my mind.
Audrii's dad's side of the family was here. If any of y'all wanted to come up and say something, you're more than welcome to. Okay, that's fine. A loss for words most of the time, other than the fact that I am beyond blessed to be able to give birth to something that is, she was perfection.
So there is this woman that works at a gas station, and she's claiming that the day that Audrii went missing, around 9 a.m., she actually saw Dunn Stephen McDougal inside of the gas station. So as we know, they left the house around 6:45 a.m. He was supposed to drop her off around 7 a.m. So if he went to that gas station around 9 a.m., where was Audrii?
I didn't know I was supposed to remember. And I do know that he was here because he's so ugly. And I mean, it's a face you don't forget.
So a lot of people have been questioning, will the grandmother or the father face any charges for letting this man around Audrii, knowing his criminal past? And y'all, at this point, I can't answer those types of questions. As a parent, I know a lot of times we're learning as we go. I mean, it's not a rule book to being a parent. And my heart really does go out to this family. It goes out to the dad side and the mom side. But I can't help but feel like this baby was failed so many times. I mean, there's a picture floating around of Audrii, Grandma, and Stephen at like this party. And you can see Grandma off to the side, but Audrii and Stephen are actually sitting together. I tried to go back and find this picture, but the picture was gone when I went back to try to get it. But it just shows that this man had too much access to this baby. Like I said before, even the messages where him and the mom were messaging each other, and he was making the mom believe that he could get her Audrii and he could help her see Audrii. It really just shows that he had access to her at any point in time. He could leave that house with her alone at any point in time. And y'all, for the life of me, I can't understand why nobody protected this baby.
I had to sit down and explain to my 6-year-old and my 10-year-old that she's no longer with us. And I had to explain, she's in heaven. How do you tell them that they're not going to see their friend no more?
Now, you guys, I'm going to keep you posted with updates. Drop your opinions in the comments, and please say a prayer for Audrii's family.